We are going live, guys. What is going on? For those that don't know, my name is Tubby Emu. You can follow me at Tubby Emu. By the way, big shout out here is I can't fully tell. I think we're live. The YouTube software, because Cornell, it's telling me there's a. Oh my God, there's a dog. My dog's barking. The gimmick of this new apartment, dude. You gotta put up with that. You gotta hear that sound. Which I heard somebody say that they heard like when Zelina just barks at the side. Like, who was it? Vicky Guerrero, or like there was one manager that they would just like bark, and somebody they used to call her like yapping like a dog. I think that was Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah, probably was Vicky.
It was Vicky. Yeah. So what's going on, guys? So I'm gonna have to deal with the yapping dog as NXT TakeOver happened. Just because last time Cornell and I went down the matches for WWE Raw 25, we kind of got through it at a little slower pace. I'm just gonna go over the 5 matches really quick, just to name them off from NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. First of all, Cornell, before I pull this up, what do you think first experience? Because like I did record, I threw on local recording on my computer as we were setting up here, and I caught my reaction to the Gargano stuff in that main event, and I was like, one quick thing that stood out to you that anybody that's just watching right now. What's the one thing that stood out to you tonight? Like if you could describe it in one word,
overall.
Yeah. If you could describe NXT TakeOver in one thing, like what's the quick hit thing? What is it? Perfect. Action? Is it perfect? Is it
perfect? I call it perfect.
Perfect. Damn. Okay. All right. You're saying it's perfect.
Perfect. That was probably the best takeover in my opinion, from start to finish. That was a beautiful pay-per-view. Beautiful. It was beautiful. Tears, real grown man tears.
That's real, man. O'Reilly Nation, hello. K-Ballard, what's up? Johnny, what's up? Terry, how you doing? Jay, what's up? So the matches tonight for NXT TakeOver, there was only 5 of them. And I say that like there's only 5. That's what WWE NXT is. I've never heard anybody complain about an NXT TakeOver card. I'd be like, there's only 5 matches. There was 5 wonderful matches. We had the Undisputed Era taking on the Authors of Pain, Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ono, Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler, Alistair Black versus Adam Cole, and then Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny wrestling in the main event, which is the runtime they have on this sheet went 32+ minutes. So that is insane, dude.
Yes.
When's the last time we had a 30+? Let me take a look back to Brooklyn and War Games. Yeah, the main event at Brooklyn only got 22. Rude and McIntyre got 22. Chicago only got 20. So they literally went balls in. They went all in. All in 2018 right now.
I mean, think about it. You got 2 guys that blew the roof off of Brooklyn, right? So they're like, shit, you let them go for 30 minutes for the title. That was a 6-star match. 6-star. Word to Dave Meltzer. That's 6 stars. I don't care. 6 stars.
Damn. You've blown past the system. So you're joining in on that Forbes hype train, because I know a lot of people butt heads over on Forbes because my man Alfred, hey, he throws out his opinions. Nothing wrong with that. Like, there's a lot of people in my community that butt heads with my man.
Right.
I agree with them sometimes. Yeah, but they're over there, It was the best pay-per-view. It was almost to that point. Did it end up being that 6-star? Like everybody's like, yo, this is a good match. It's better than New Japan, but it's not better than like Omega, whatever. Was that better than New Japan in your opinion, bro?
Yes. That match was everything that I knew it was gonna be. Like I told my friends, they were like, Alistair and Adam Cole is gonna be the match of the night. And I was like, wait till y'all see Andrade and Johnny Gargano. And I tried to tell them, like, I was in Brooklyn. I saw that. You were there too, I believe. And it was insane. And then just to watch them do it again before the title and have longer time and have more meaning. Yeah, that was arguably one of the best matches in the last 2 years, 3 years that we've seen in wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna dive right in because this is the main event. My favorite things about this match, my quick points on this match, obvious spots in wrestling. I'm just gonna pull up some obvious spots. When Johnny had him about ready to tap out, obviously when Zelina is still there as a heel manager, you're not going to tap out because as heel manager, if you have a heel manager ringside, you should never tap out because there should be a disqualification or anything. So you had to figure out a solution around that, right? Like, so Zelina's out here, how are you going to prevent Cien? So you have this, is he going to make him tap? Well, you're not going to make him tap when she's ringside. Now, over on Sports Gaming Universe, because I didn't film it for my channel, because I had a movie drop today, by the way, presented by Hadlock for breakfast. Go check out the movie.
Beautiful thing.
Beautiful. Sort of something new. I had that Cien match, and I had her getting kicked out, and I still had him winning to kind of sell it, but I did not expect Candice LeRae. I was blown away when I saw Candice. I was like, dude, it's Candice LeRae. Maybe it's bad time, maybe it's good timing, bad timing, but I think it was Joey Ryan that tweeted out today, you know, maybe he's got to scout new tag team partners, because that's been his tag team partner for 10 plus years now. She's in the WWE, and I think he posted a picture with Tony Storm, and I was like,
yes,
yo,
like,
okay.
Whoa. I was like, whoa, that right there, that's the perfect replacement.
That's the perfect replacement. And if you think about it, was it did Kurt Angle face EC3? Let me be for real for a minute here. When he went over to NXT, he did. Dude, I swear WWE has got this thing now where they're just trading talent left and right to keep the ecosystem going, man. Look at EC3. He had Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's back in the WWE. You have Candice. You have Joey now working with a Met Young talent. You have Candice in the WWE. It's a wicked time, brother. Like, look at who's down in NXT right now. You have Roddy Strong.
Yes.
You have Almas. You have Alistair Payne. Yeah, I'm gonna call him DIY. You have so much talent right now down in NXT. Where the hell do they go, bro?
But think about it. You got to think about the new people. You got the King, Ricochet, and you got War Machine coming in.
Where are they going? What do you see him happening here tonight? So in this main event, you know, when we brought up those quick points, I didn't mean to cut you off right there. With all those guys, I like the fact that Gargano did not get involved in the match itself. That was probably my big selling point, because this still goes into the, if he had came out and cost him, he cost you the match. No, you still couldn't get it done. You're still an underdog, and on top of that, guess what? I beat your ass with a stick. that was half bent when he swung it, by the way. So if he was already, if he was walking around with that, my man was walking around on a limp.
but think about it. I'm pretty sure that limp was a work. And it is a work. I'm pretty, you know. So I'm
well, because sure. the injury was, I literally just today had said that. I went in my head. I went. Okay, he got hurt May 20th, so I'm like, he probably got surgery by May 30th. So that's June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. That's 7 months from an ACL. Usually 7 to 9, depending on how bad, if he needed that full surgery. So I was like, okay. But then when they worked him with the ankle, the knee brace too, I think he can just wear that for the perception of the TV tapings.
Of course.
Yeah. So the whole TV taping, he'll be wearing them. But it's awesome because you have money. And I'll be honest with you, I am completely shocked that there's not more outrage that Johnny Gargano won, because as a story, to me, is the best thing ever. Maybe I look too much at story when it comes to wrestling now, instead of just, dude, I just love Gargano and I wanted him to win.
Right.
But I think fans accepted tonight. Like, it was just so freaking well done, dude. I mean, like, these guys went longer than Nakamura's gone in WWE. Like, this is the longest match in the last 2 years. They went to war, dude.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the best matches in the last 2 years. Probably the best match. You can debate Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, but listen.
They have the rewards, by the way. I have to take a look at those. I had those pulled up, and I got rid of them. I set them down. Speaking of which, the matches. Oh no, that was the matches for tonight. I was trying to pull that up. Do you have the awards by chance? Did you watch the award show before? I didn't get a chance to watch the award show.
Oh, I didn't get to watch it, but I will definitely right now, because it was cool to see Alistair take home multiple awards. So.
I saw him and Oscar. That was the only awards I saw that had. Okay, here we go. I got it.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
I got them pulled up. 2017. The only one I disagreed with one on this list. Rivalry of the Year, Alistair Black versus the Velveteen Dream. I loved it. Their match told a story in that ring. I mean, now, I mean, it's 2018 now. That, my opinion, just changed because of what happened tonight, of course. But this is, the male competitor was Alistair Black. He was going up against Bobby Roode, McIntyre, Almas, Roddy Strong. Can I just say this, like, right off the bat? You have two amazingly well-built guys now in Alistair Black and Cien. Like, the way, and I know this is a lot easier for Triple H because he doesn't have to deal with, you know, they tape it once. They don't have to worry about, you know, injuries on the road or anything like that, so they can get it done with. But it's amazing to me that how clean and simple these builds are, right? Like, you don't have to worry about every single thing week in and week out. And I think if you're a wrestling fan, tonight you really dug it. Asuka won, Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, and I actually would disagree with that. That was not my favorite match of last year. I'll take some flack for that one. It was not my favorite match. I'll have to follow up on that at a later time, but it was not my favorite match. Takeover of the year was War Games. Again, I would not agree with that.
Same.
I don't know.
Brooklyn. I'll go with Brooklyn.
Who voted War Games?
Yeah, that's all I want to know. Who the hell voted War Games?
In the chat, Brooklyn? Guys, in the chat, who voted War Games as the like? I'm seriously like wondering because it was a great pay-per-view. I mean, the match itself came across a lot better than I thought it would. Oh, I guess technically that had Black and Dream. I would probably weigh that pretty hard. And I love the Lars Sullivan Ono match. Okay, and I love the Fatal 4-Way match. Okay, but it's not the best pay-per-view. Basically, if you look at any card this year on NXT, it's not going to be a bad card, and that's our entire point in the show. Was there anything on the show that you didn't like? I know before the show you brought up 2 things that happened in a match. Was there anything that you just maybe hit or miss for you that you didn't like?
Honestly, no. Even with the 2 botches in Velveteen's and Cassius' match.
Were you bummed anybody didn't win? Did you want somebody to win that maybe didn't? Were you hoping Shayna took out Ember? Was there anything that you wanted to happen tonight that you saw and went? Or did you literally just see for the first time?
No, so honestly, everything like the first run through, I loved it. Only thing I do wish that did happen was Donovan Dijak did appear because he's.
I saw you marking out about that.
Yeah, because tonight was the perfect time to debut him. Right, it's like he's been doing house shows on the Florida coast, doing all the the local stuff here, and I was thinking, well, if you want to help easily grasp him into the NXT scene, just put him with Undisputed Era because it's better to have a big, tall guy that Adam Cole and them guy can hide behind, and it'd be perfect for him to. That'd be perfect.
When you said that, I thought you were thinking the opposite. I thought you meant that Donovan was coming out to make the save, and then Sanity came out, and I was about ready to tag you like, what are you talking about? Okay. That makes more sense to me then, because I thought you were like saying, "Yo, let's pair him with." I was like, "No, baby, what is you doing?" No.
Oh hell no.
I was lost for a minute.
No, honestly, I think if you add anybody with Undisputed Era, it has to be guys that wrestled in the same promotions as them, because that's only how it becomes believable. Like if Roderick Strong turns heel and joins them, it becomes believable as hell because they have history with Roderick Strong, and he like, you know what?
Well, even in WWE, the fact that they've pushed him and I'm still surprised though. Like I'm reading the chat. Better than main event on Ion Television. That's the longest running joke that's the longest running joke in episodic history on Tubby Moose channel. If I pull a line from the WWE main event, Harry Ketchup, what's up? That's a great name. David says EC3. Is EC3 going to be in NXT? Is he going to jump up? Because now look at tonight. And I don't mean to jump all over the place, but it was such a good card. There's so much to talk about. Like I normally never want to talk about WWE until you get something like this, where there's so much to actually talk about. Where does EC3 fit into this? Like you have these guys going to war now. Maybe I see Authors of Pain moving up now finally.
Yep.
Definitely. Which I think if they were playing the slow card on them in Ascension the entire time. And like you just show vignettes of Paul Ellering backstage fucking with him. Like maybe this is really dumb, because did they ever close the Fashion Files storyline on SmackDown?
Not yet.
Dude, just come in last minute with the Authors of Pain. Like now that after tonight happened, just let the Authors of Pain come in, because I'll be honest with you. And now that this is happening, and I don't want to ditch the Usos, but after seeing like Authors of Pain, I would love to either them go my fantasy long-term booking 3 years ago of the Authors of Pain and Roman Reigns in a stable.
Yes.
Or Authors of Pain versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin at WrestleMania. Like just to the physical selling of those guys, and maybe throw in the Usos and just have this big thing where both of these teams are trying to fend off the Authors of Pain, this dominant wrecking force at the pay-per-view. Because like tonight was the night that I think really sells this, and this is something where it goes back to I think a year or two ago when I brought up Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins. In that match, WWE fans are complaining that matches just happen whenever there's no real reason to win or lose, and superstars happen. But tonight, when he started focusing on the knee, this is simple stuff. You can literally at a wrestling event with psychology, you can literally just start selling a knee the whole time. right? I think that's where, I mean, I have to imagine Vince Russo, when he watches what he calls a flippy flop match, goes, bro, just pretend to fucking blow out your knee and sell the fucking thing, bro. Just, you can do the flippy shit. Just make it look like it hurts a little bit, bro. It ain't that fucking hard. Like, I can only imagine, like, that's what Russo does. Like, Russo was watching this match tonight and go, you see that? Ricochet, you can do that shit. When you come down, just wobble a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't watch Russo. Is that like, because I have to imagine, like, I could see why Russo would get upset about that stuff, because when little stuff like this happens, and this is like what wrestling has been our entire career, this is where you laugh at somebody like Russo when he calls out like guys like, you know, that just do that kind of wrestling. But in moments like this, when I actually see it, like, I love that style of wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love it. But I really love to see stuff like this, where you're selling psychology. Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. Yeah. Or you have something to target. You have something to focus on. So the casual fan has a reason to know why this is going on, right? Like, it's the simplest thing in the world. It's Heath Slater trying to get a job. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin going up against the boss. It's just working an arm, a leg, a move. And I loved it. The one thing I do want to, I think, is a little funny is Sanity had such a big deal with the Undisputed Era. Why didn't they come out during their match?
Exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to nitpick that. That's not a bad thing. It's just on a commentary, and when you hear that on commentary after the fact, you go, oh, yeah, you're right. That they would be really pissed after everything that has happened. It would have been cool if they would have cost them their titles. Right. Unless, you wouldn't want to face Authors of Pain. Maybe that's why. Oh, shit, because you would have to face... Tubby's getting into his head a little bit. He didn't think about that.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm pretty sure Sanity probably looks at Undisputed Eras as more easy targets than AOP. But I was still surprised that, like, even though War Games was great, like, we haven't seen Sanity... I don't know. We haven't seen them really utilized since War Games. I don't know, but if anything with Sanity for me, I think they've established themselves. I think if they go up on a SmackDown, on SmackDown, I think they'll be good. Honestly, you can have them do the Fashion Files.
You can have anything now, dude.
Oh yeah,
you can have Authors of Pain or Sanity. You can have, realistically, who could you see tonight having an end chapter? Like, if it wasn't for Ciampa, I would say maybe Gargano tonight. And I still think he can. Don't get me wrong. I see WWE playing this out as they have footage for this now where, no. Johnny wrestling after tonight still shows up at the Rumble tomorrow. And then they have the highlight package to show what happened tomorrow, just to bake in more backstory. They don't have to. He can sell this injury. He doesn't have to be on TV. It's not like Tubby Emu's Mr. Know-It-All and is like, yo, this better happen. But I think it would be so cool if, like, he came out at number 1. Or number 2, like, I mean, not number 1 or 2, but like, if he just was in there a long time to sell it more, so that when he went back down to NXT, like, he brought fans back with him.
Yeah, can you imagine EC3 showed up as number 3?
Man, you're trying to get numbers. Yeah, what do you want? Do you want Ty Dillinger at number 10? We want Daniel Bryan at number 30. What other numbers do we have? I'm kidding.
Only when I say AJ showed up 3 last year.
Oh, okay.
That would be dope though if, like, the number 3 slot was always like what would have been, like, known for the big surprise. So that would have been dope. But no, I agree with you though. I do think that if I had to pick somebody's story written chapter to, like, close tonight at NXT, I would have picked Gargano. But you know, I get it. Like, this is the thing I love about Triple H so much is that it's that slow burn, right? It's like
he's
like
patient.
We all as fans knew that we were going to see Ciampa. Like, we all knew it. But the fact that they tried to sell us until the 11th hour, and it was like, all right, go. Because, like, you know, you saw the monitor under the ring. I'm pretty sure they put that there, you know, and damn well somebody was going to say that on the internet. It's like the small thing, man. It's the small thing.
They even put the graphic on the TV, dude.
Exactly.
Like, they nailed it, and it's. I said to you before the stream, it was like Headlock Comics tweeted out Headlock Comic, which is a great comic, by the way. If you ever look for a wrestling related comic, I absolutely 100% recommend at Headlock Comic. It tweeted out, you know, it's kind of like this little perk. It's not in his contract. He's got to wait till after the pay-per-view's over to destroy somebody, which maybe that's a thing that's kind of creative. I like that. Can I say one thing though? I'm maybe I'm nitpicking this when you brought up EC3 and the number 3 thing. I was hoping we got the numbers and not EC number 3. That's just me personally. I know it's just like a little nitpicking thing. I mean,
Right.
I don't know why we should care if some superstar is like, does that make a difference to you? Pretty much everybody tonight said they didn't really care. It's EC3. It doesn't really matter. It's the guy. There's no difference. And then my response was, oh, so just the number or letter didn't make the difference. So broken woken. And then they went raging.
Of course.
Because it's not different. The question is, with EC3, does he come in with a rich aunt? Did TNA fail because Vince McMahon bought out Dixie Carter to set Jeff? I don't want to get into all this, but will we see Dixie Carter? Because like, who's EC3? WWE fans don't know who EC3 is. They know Derek Bateman. So if he comes out, like we all know EC3 now. Like maybe you do like the Bobby Roode, everybody else type thing.
Right.
But do you see them following up on anything who EC3 is?
Honestly, I can see us either or seeing him with Dixie Carter. Because only why I say Dixie Carter, because she was in the Kurt Angle documentary, the 24 that aired on WWE.
That would be sweet. Like if she just, because like think about that. She was in the documentary. She orchestrated Kurt Angle versus EC3 2015. You just kayfabe the fuck out of it, dude. You just literally make it up and be like, yo, Dixie Carter, EC3, look at what I did against WWE Hall of Famer. He left the big leagues to come make over this kid. Guess where he's back now? Because of guys like Kurt Angle giving him a shot.
Honestly, I like it. Honestly,
Dixie Carter on TV, WWE TV.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 2018 is already wrestling. Already in 2018 has already started out insane.
Because
I can see.
You see money
now at the end of the year. Yo, hell yeah.
Because people finally just realize that there's just money. And this is why when I stick up for a company or wrestler or whatever, I want everybody to get paid. I want wrestlers not to be taking bumps for some popcorn from the bar. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I watched these guys that I grew up and loved as a kid. They didn't take half of the bumps they take now. And look at how the shape of some of these guys are in. So that's where I think my big disconnect, where I'm like, I see the card tonight, right? Like I love the symbolism in Alistair Black versus Velvet. That was last month. As I'm pulling this up, Velveteen Dream versus Cassius. Like when they sold his gimmick after everything with Velveteen, and then he did his thing. And then that was like his gimmick. But then when you came into the physicality, when you brought in the kendo sticks, the dueling kendo stick spot between Black and Cole, and you really started to think about this physicality. And then I see Gargano, and I'm just like, either I'm getting hella worked right now, or this is looking amazing. Because I'm just like, dude, these boys got to be hurting. After War Games, after this, you got to be, I know why Triple H is taping. Because you got to be.
Yes, it makes sense, right? And it makes sense why. Like, it reminds me of New Japan, right? Because New Japan, like, if people was able to see the house shows, they would be like, what the hell is this, right? But when you see the pay-per-views, it's so hard hitting. So it's just like NXT. NXT's regular TV tapers, you know, they're kind of soft. They're like really soft, you know what I'm saying? They're short, quick, in and out. But the pay-per-views are like, Jesus Christ, I just got hit by a train. Like, it's so hard hitting. It takes all your emotion. It puts you through every single emotion. And like I said, salute to Triple H, because when I watch wrestling, that's what I want. I want to be able to watch a match and be like, holy shit, this is incredible. Like, I don't care for, you know, character type stuff. Now, I appreciate good gimmicks. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not the type to be like, oh, he has a cheesy character. No, I want to see a great match. And I think NXT, God bless Triple H for saying, listen, we're going to take 4 weeks and 2 nights in 1 night and call it a day. Like, God bless.
It's smart. It's just, it's clean cut. It's to the point. It's concise. I will say this, though, and this is the one part people miss. If WWE Raw wasn't on TV, I don't know if like something like NXT would be enough to fill. Well, I guess, okay, maybe I'm hit or miss, because I think a lot of fans with the 3-hour burnout may be burnt out. Right. I would think NXT is almost just not enough wrestling for me, because I like to kind of put up with the crap. Like, I like to take a beating from WWE, because like when those big moments, because I can, like I said, we can watch every week, or we can just like DVR it, barely pay attention. But when you get those big pops, you're going to go off. But is NXT building up this thing now where Triple H is just killing it? Like, the only thing that we've had an issue with, like, maybe War Games to me wasn't as good, but it was still an amazing pay-per-view. Like, that's the level we're at now. How does WWE sustain this? Because this card, I don't know where you go from here. Ember Moon versus Shayna, you told this story of Ember, with her arm, selling it the whole time, and then she stuck it out with the roll-up pin, and then you saw Shayna. What does Shayna do now? Shayna comes from an MMA world where she just takes things into her own hand, and she's this badass. You have Black with that blood, dude, out of nowhere, that kick. It was spot on, perfect. Adam Cole, I was hoping like he had held the chair up a little long. I'm not gonna nitpick it, but it was phenomenal. Dream and Cat. I'll be honest, maybe I missed the build for Dream and Ono because I was still in my head thinking of Dream Black. I didn't know Dream was gonna beat Ono. I didn't watch that build as closely. I have to be honest with that. That's just the truth.
It wasn't any build. It literally got made up during the conference.
Okay, so it was the conference. It was just a made up match. Okay.
It was a made up match on the fly.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I was like, what? I don't know where that came from. I was like, what? I thought I watched the TV show, but apparently not. And then Cien Almas and Gargano. So Almas, when he came in, was it last year? So I've been in Brooklyn. You been there the last couple of years? I was there this year and then last year too.
My first time was last year.
Okay. So the year before, I think it was when I was there. Was it last year or the year before that Almas debuted? He was in all white, and they went over. Yeah. He went over. The match did his thing, but then when he kept losing, but then Almas has been the one guy in WWE. I think he's one of the longest tenured guys in NXT right now. Don't quote me on that. Where I said that, these guys in NXT, they don't need a lot. They're the WWE right now, especially with fans, is like the St. Louis Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles and these football teams at the Jacksonville Jaguars, where you are one piece away, one lucky step away from hitting it. Like a guy like Velveteen Dream sinks himself into his character. If that character gets over, I give the credit to Dream. 100%.
I agree.
But a lot of this stuff, you can just have a hit or miss type thing that come out of nowhere, or just a piece gets moved around, and something as simple as adding Zelina Vega, Thea Trinidad, into him gave this completely warped Almas and made him like this. The first time I saw him with Zelina, I went, dude, he's a goddamn world champion.
Yep.
He's a world goddamn champion. And tonight, like, honestly, we were talking about moves and the hard-hitting stuff. Do you think those knees hurt when he buckles them in the corner? Like, we always talk about, like, move stuff happens. To me, that's the one thing. I picture my knees, like, oh, my God, running full speed, even with pads on, everything. Just running into something. My knees. Like, I'll take a back bump. I'll take a front bump. I'll take a side bump. But when you go full speed with your knees and you crush on a dude's face.
No, I mean, honestly, that looked like it hurts, but when he did it on the apron and he hit the ring post,
on the outside, right at the end, you mean?
I was like, Johnny's done. You might put his career on rice. He's done. Like, nah,
that's when Ciampa just comes out and swings the thing at him.
Of course, right? But to piggyback on you about CN, I think the thing with he debuted, like you said, 2 years ago. The thing about him that he came in, I don't think the crowd really appreciated who he was. He went through his slumper of being unhappy and losing. But I think the thing that really set him was obviously debut. Usually debuts are squashes, right? He gave him run for his money. Then it seemed like he was having like top matches after top matches after top matches after top match. And you're just like, holy, all right, well, this dude is legit. So I think like they need to tell that story too of him coming in, people not liking him. He grinds, he bites a bullet, loses, starts putting on crazy matches, and next thing you know, he becomes a champ, and he's still putting on the same type of matches, even though he's a champ. Like, it's incredible. But to piggyback off of what you said about Raw being 3 hours, what I would hope for in 2019 is Raw cuts down to 2 hours, NXT gets an extra hour, and they put it on the USA Network.
See, I don't know if I think would NXT lose their charm. Okay, sorry, I'll let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, you good. Actually, you can even leave them on WWE Network. Only why I say you give them 2 hours is because the attention span for characters won't last long with NXT. Because sometimes you'll see you'll see Alistair Black one episode, you won't see him to a whole another month of TV programming. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to follow a character in a way.
Well, but see, okay, yeah. And that's what I tried to like get across in WWE fashion. Like, so thank you for bringing that up. I want to make that point right now. This is what I say. This is why I say on the main roster, you are not buried when you are not on TV. You have to understand this is how Triple H operate. If you literally listen to his actual, not the rumors or the dirt sheets, when you listen to his company press conferences, and they mention when we have talents or assets that are over, you devote TV time to getting other people over.
Right.
And that's where you're right. Like, that may not transfer, because especially like when I understand that, like when I understand how TV works, like, and you want to maximize your TV time, how you do that. But you're right. That may translate different to the casual audience where, so would you then maybe produce two different types of show? Is that splitting it up? Like, because I personally, I mentioned earlier that I don't know if NXT alone would be enough to sustain me, but I'm also like, they have it so good right now. Do we want to spoil it? Do you know what you're in that weird balance, dude?
No, I 100% agree with you. The only thing, see, you're right. You're 100% right. Because right now NXT, we get tease after tease, taste at like a little taste after taste after taste. So then when we get the pay-per-view, it's like bang, we get the big payoff. I get that. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I just don't want NXT to be any sort of way affiliated with WWE. People are gonna be like, what do you mean? I don't want it to be like a Raw SmackDown type thing. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be its own brand as it is. I wish NXT was able to just, it has a different feel for Raw SmackDown as it's supposed to be more of a wrestling show. So I just wish that, I don't know, part of me just wants that thing on the road, like coming to Amway Arena. I just want NXT to get that real brand treatment, because they'll put asses in seats if they get televised as they should. But I don't know. Hopefully by 2019, they can just go ahead and be like, you know what, Cornell, you're selfish. We're gonna give you what you want.
we got you on Facebook Watch, Amazon Prime. We got you everything. We got 3 hours of NXT. We just got you. You just can live in the studio from now on. NXT is all you, but we're giving you all access pass.
I love it, man. I just love it so much because it just gives me that it's just wrestling. That's all like NXT. Like, you see storylines clearly, but you don't see a lot of segments. You just see wrestling and wrestling and wrestling.
Everything that builds to the actual payoff, and then like that's what WWE, like, my big thing when it comes to WrestleMania is people like throw together like, I want this to be my dream match for WrestleMania, but is that going to play the best? You are selling a box office draw, and the fact that they're able to pull out the promo packages they do. It's like Triple H specifically knows we don't need match after match after match. We can literally go in and they can reverse engineer, okay, we only have this many episodes of TV. We need this long of a promo video for the pay-per-view. We need the spots for it. We can get it in. Versus WWE, you're filling programming content, you're filling spots because of there's so much that adjusts on the fly. That, when you show up in an arena, like everybody that said Raw 25, like on a Raw 25 show, and again, this could be kayfabe, as just trying to find a reason to explain why it was bad in psychology terms or kayfabe, was they said that the reason Raw 25 got off track and got all janky was because Jimmy Fallon was late. And apparently he wasn't there, and then apparently he was supposed to be there talking to all the legends in a lot of those segments, and that's why they came off really weird, where they just came out on stage. So NXT is afforded this opportunity where I think like the writers can literally come in and have the entire thing planned out from start to finish, just like how Lucha plans. So I would like to see WWE find a way to, maybe once they leave NXT, because NXT should be your first dip, but I would like to see a wrestling show like that they produce. That maybe if NXT stays its NXT brand, because WWE is just going to keep producing content, because if fans are willing to pay for it, they're going to produce it. So I would like to see a conclusion, because it's just another show, but I would like to see some sort of show like that where they go in like these pay-per-view tapings or like the Mae Young Classics, and as a show they just build it in, like maybe like a TNA one night only type thing, where you literally just build up these little specials of pay-per-views. Because that's what makes it so, because Triple H can literally just take, okay, we're going to have 15 dark matches this week, right? And he can turn it into a worldwide tournament that gets people talking. Like that's so you look at.
I mean, if you look at the UK tournament, I mean to cut you. I look at the UK tournament, right? I'll tell you right now, nobody probably never heard of. I never ever heard of Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, right? You put together a UK tournament to put those guys over, and then you let those guys fight in the finals, and then boom, Tyler Bates born to star. Boom, Pete Dunne born to star. So I agree with you. Triple H can put together, like you said, 15 dark matches. That's a tournament, and he will have everybody invested. So I agree.
Because that's where the production comes in. That's where you take this to the next level, where WWE really isn't afforded that opportunity. I think that's the part that I get a little salty, is because, like, if you look at what happened tonight in the matches, like, every single person had a reason to necessarily lose or to get involved or to have something to go for. I'll be honest with you. I thought Velveteen Dreams, this is, I hate the fact that I'm asking this. Who accompanied him to the ring? Why am I spacing on the names?
I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it was.
I had no idea who they were.
I can't remember the names off my head, but he was accompanied to the ring by the same people in the indie promotions. Put it that way.
Okay. All right. I have no idea. The crowd will have to let me know. But it was crazy. All of Wrestle Kingdom and TakeOver. Shake my head. No more wrestling to me today. Samoa Joe versus Cien Almas. Pete Dunne versus Lesnar. I'd love to see thoughts on Almas retaining. I like the fact that Almas retained because I love Almas. I love because I see Johnny Gargano. I see their money being him eventually coming over. I don't know what that entails. I think if I was writing a textbook chapter of Johnny, it would not be overcoming and winning the title. It would be overcoming Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
Is that weird to say? I mean,
nope,
and nobody has to agree with me. I look at, because not everybody's end goal on NXT needs to be the title.
Yes. I say the same thing for Adam Cole. I say Adam Cole's a big enough star where he doesn't need the title. Hell, I even say Alistair Black because I tell my friends all the time, Alistair Black is bigger than Tommy Inn. And it's no disrespect to Alistair when he was Tommy Inn, but I feel like now, like Tommy Inn was what Alistair Black should. Well, how can I put this? Alistair Black is what Tommy Inn wanted to be.
How many Evolve shows did you go to in Florida? Come on, brother.
I didn't go to many, but I didn't go. But I just watched. I watched like I'll watch it online.
See, Alistair is my friend Emily, who she just graduated with a master's degree. Congratulations, Emily.
Congrats.
She is a big Alistair Black fan. She went to Chicago. She got to see the entrance. She got to see everything. Those mannerisms go so unnoticed. The way that Velveteen Dream does his mannerisms, the way that Alistair Black, when like they're gonna go at it with a kendo stick and he just drops it and he's like, "Bring it," because that calm attitude is the attitude of And I was going to say something and I realized, oh, WWE actually already has a term for that. I was going to make The Rock reference, but they already have a Sicilian psychopath in Tommaso Ciampa, where Tommaso is this violently over-the-top aggressive dude. Alistair is this patient, wait and see, methodically calculate, wait to see what moves they're going to do, hit the kick out, and he's the one dude that wants you to, because that uncertainty if he's going to react. Like, there's so many spots that I see, just like when when you go back to John Cena versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, or when they had that spot where they look up and he's like, holy shit, what the hell am I up against? You get those moments of, okay, he's not the biggest dude in the world, but he is the complete unknown. He's you don't know what's gonna come from him, and that was like my favorite thing to see tonight. Like when he did I think he did 3 spots where he really tempted Cole, and Cole was gonna go for it, because that's in those moments you get a little cocky. What do you do, right? Like what is the? I feel like there's an old like fable or something. Like it's not the thing where you grab the grasshopper out of the thing, but it's like if it's too easy. Or no, I was gonna make a dodgeball reference, like where he puts on the blindfold and you're able to move, because you get really cocky. Dwight Goodman gets really cocky with that ball in his hand, and you don't know how to react to that. That's my favorite thing, because that's his thing. You can use that aura to win matches. You can use that aura to lose matches. You can Maybe he does get cocky. Maybe it's awesome, dude. It's like I feel like we could talk about this forever because there's we can attach onto these people. Let me get your thoughts on the actual MMA coming in. I see some people like, dude, we don't want MMA in here. We don't want that style. Like people go back to Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton, which I might agree with you on that one. They don't want that. That's not why they watch WWE. They're here for wrestling.
Right.
And there's not, and again, if you're a wrestling fan, I can't crap on you for that. Like that's not, you know, in the past I probably would have been like, dude, just enjoy it. But if you were a wrestling fan, you're right. Maybe you don't like that. Did you have any hiccups with that personally? Is that something that you? Because I'm reading Twitter right now and I see a few people have an issue with it. I didn't, but I could see why people might have an issue with it.
When it comes to separately MMA and WWE, because theoretically. The styles of Shinsuke Nakamura, Alistair Black, Kyle O'Reilly, those guys have the the kickboxing style.
Yeah.
But I mean I'm all for if MMA is in WWE, like Shayna for instance, right? If MMA is in WWE, I want it to be like that. I want it to be told like that. I want it to be somebody that's coming at this badass, just trying to kick some ass and win a title. Now if it's more over the top, let's say. Like Ken Shamrock was ahead of his time, put it that way. During the Attitude Era, Ken Shamrock was basically what Brock Lesnar is now, but except that they just didn't know how to treat it. So if it's like overexposed like that, where it's just like lackluster and doesn't really make sense, then I don't really want that. I don't want no type of MMA person coming over, kicking everybody's ass, and you're like, well, you're green as hell in the ring. You can't even really wrestle.
Just that style. Okay, that's a fair point. So, like, the best example that I can give, and the one person that I want more than anything in the WWE is Matt Riddle.
Oh yes, I love the
that style of UFC fighter is what I want, because you do have to, unfortunately, like. If I am seeing a UFC fighter, I do want to see ground and pound. I mean, I know it's wrestling. I would like to see them go out of their element and do wrestling, actual wrestling. But to see tonight, like Ember going up against somebody like Shayna, that's kind of like the style you're in. So like, I feel like I don't want to say it's nitpicking, but it's like, what more did I expect? Right? Like I dug the hell out of it, especially like once you think back to everything that Ember had to do to win that title.
Exactly.
And like how much she had this, and now you have an MMA badass come in. Well, okay, an MMA is badass, but they have a heart of somebody that literally got their ass beat for an entire year and kept losing.
Exactly.
And then you surprise a win. So that's where, like, when I think about it like that, and I try to just go, okay, I try to watch a show and just ponder it for a minute, right? Like, okay, no, I get it now. I can see why. Dude, look at Ember. She's a scrappy son of a gun. Right. And she lasted in the ring with Shayna frickin' Baszler, somebody that she didn't fake fight. She went into the ring to kick somebody's ass. She went there, and then you're like, okay, well, yeah, but she's okay. I don't care now. She's in WWE. I'm still believing that, bro. I'm all in 2018. I'm September 1st, day one. Like I believe it. So I really dig her. Now, does this set the stage for any other MMA invasion, Cornell?
Of course.
Are we getting the horsewomen?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
The whole trying to make me Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. There've been no contract signed. Bullshit. Come on.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Why the fuck you lie?
Why you always lie? Oh my God. No, I agree.
I thought about that for a second. Like it would actually be like, let's just say this year's Mania is a huge card, right? And you don't have room for all the women to compete in singles matches. I would love to see, and I know people want the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen, or some people do.
I would say
would love if they just came in and dominated the champions instead. Like I would love to just see every WWE champion stepping up and just going to war. I mean, I guess that's too gimmicky, maybe not for a WrestleMania, but like I had thought about this. I'm like, I was going to jokingly put out like, man, if only they had a tag team women's title.
Oh my God.
They could have Raw and SmackDown and the tag team titles be held by the 4 horsewomen and going up against the invading 4 horsewomen coming after their titles. Like, I was just trying to think about something like that. Like, that'd be pretty baller. Cause like Charlotte or somebody with the title versus the 4 horsewomen. Okay, that's cool. You're keeping the title from having its own match because the card's full.
Right.
But like to see something like that. As we start to wrap it up, realistically tonight, any of these people, if we look at the sound clips come tomorrow night, who do you go back and go, told you? Anybody do you see anybody here on this list tonight that you go, I'll see you tomorrow?
This might be a hard one.
Oh no.
Yeah, I agree. Probably Cassius. If not Cassius, then
I was just trying to like sneak that in, just see if you notice and be like, no, I meant Cassius.
Nah.
I feel like Cassius is, he could be Triple H's, and I don't mean this in a bad way whatsoever, because I'm a big dude, but like I envision him being like, so if you have Bobby Roode as Triple H, you have Cassius Ono as Bobby Roode's backup. Like he's the big bruiser that will do all your bidding for you. Like he'll let you go from NXT so you can go other, but he'll bring you back. And when he needs you, when he needs you, he fucking trusts you because you are the guy that develops these talents. He made Lars 100%. Sullivan look like a goddamn champion. Tonight, he made Velveteen Dream look pretty damn good. Right. So Cassius Ono is filling that amazing. I don't know if he wants to be filling that role. Don't get me wrong. He probably wants to be winning all the time. He probably doesn't want to be Kurt Hawkins losing, but he does a damn good job. And I appreciate you, Cassius. If you see this, dude, you are making people look like $1 million, bro. Honestly,
his match with Gargano might be the best NXT show match I've ever seen.
Yeah, so if Cassius Ono shows up tomorrow, and if you see him up on the main roster, I may be trading blows with people and maybe taking some L's. I see him developing. I'm saying, oh shit, oh no, this dude can put people over. So I think that's kind of where we'll wrap it up. I'll give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Really quick, take a look. Matt Ashu, how you doing? Ashu, how you been, my dude? Bing, Jaren, Illuminati. Dang, DJ Spike, Landon, Axel, Cornell. What you got going on these days? What's you can follow Cornell at Cornell Gunter. What you up to these days after NXT, man? You got a Royal Rumble party planned tomorrow? Are you gonna be marking out like nuts? Do you have a draft board? Are you ready to go? Are you counting them down?
Yeah, so I'll probably go to my, for the past couple years, I've been going to one of my friends' house and we've been draft board. Everybody picks a number until we run out type stuff. So yeah, it's probably gonna be that. Yeah, it'll definitely be that. It'll be that, and then a lot of podcast recording, a lot of getting my hot takes out here.
Damn. I have to be honest with you, like tomorrow is gonna be hot take central. I mean, Royal Rumble always is because it kind of definitively sets up the tones. You know damn sure that if they hit on the 3 storylines I've been building in the rear finally come true, I'm going nuts. So it was actually, it wasn't Royal Rumble. Oh no, I think it was Elimination. No, it was Royal Rumble. I was at Royal Rumble years ago. I think it was 2012 or 2013. I was down in Florida.
Wow, I was there too.
I'd have to, not at the pay-per-view. No, I was at a bar.
Okay.
I was down in. So when I come to Florida, my favorite place, I like Clearwater. Like,
I love
Clearwater. Like Clearwater. If I can get stay at like the Clarion or like the La Quinta, and then get down to the beach, and go over that little key area, especially during like Black Friday season, because there's not one fucking person on the anyway.
There's nobody there.
There's nobody. We watched the pay-per-view at Mugs and Jugs. That was when The Rock came back. The first year at Royal Rumble, like, I don't remember which year that was. 2013. It was a 2013 Rumble that I watched.
Punk, right?
I had Punk. I had 7 double, like, because I didn't drink at this point. Like, I had starting to get into wine, maybe a little bit of flavored Bacardi. I had 7 double Dragonberry rums at Mugs and Jugs in Clearwater, bro. The Hooters of down there. So the Royal Rumble's got a special place in my heart for the watch party. So. Let me know what you guys think. Any of these people going to show up at the Rumble tomorrow? I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Until next time.
Honestly, I don't mean to cut you off. I know you're about to wrap it up. But honestly, I think we get more women from NXT than men in the Rumble.
I would say that, well, yeah, I think that was a fair. Are you saying that because like less women have been announced, or you just think it makes more sense to call up the women? Well, you're right. So you have the iconic duo. Okay, yeah. There's more. There's more women waiting to go up right now because okay, fair point. Fair point.
That's all.
Who do you want? If you could see any woman tomorrow come in, maybe even win tomorrow? What's the one person from NXT for the women's division that you hope? Damn, I better see her tomorrow. I want to see her.
I want to see Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. So you're going? Did they stay with a sanity play? Earlier in the podcast, you brought up sanity. Does she stay with sanity, or she do her own thing?
Oh, she stays. I can see them all leaving. So I see her first being like the first person to get over there and get to the main roster and start making some ruckus, and then I see her boys following slowly behind in the shadow. So, but for a while, it'll seem solo.
Was Killian Dane was in the Rumble last year, wasn't he? Or was it?
No, he was an Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant.
Is that Andre the Giant? Okay.
Which to me was crazy as hell because you put him there and then nothing else happened after that.
You just have to get people used to it, man. You got to throw them in there.
I'm like John Travolta in that gift just standing in the living room like, like what the hell is this?
That's nuts. All right, guys, I appreciate it. I want to link this in the chat really fast. I made this documentary. It's just the start of new stuff, man. It was the first one. We're gonna get a lot bigger, better, do other creative stuff. Just wanted to get kind of a diving in point and throw some the branded on there. It's Mania 34. Takes a look at John Cena versus The Miz in kind of a different fashion that kind of looks back and goes, hey, well, Roman Reigns was being pushed as the guy. Meanwhile, in the background, you had this central player that John Cena picked him. He picked Daniel Bryan over him. This whole career, Miz has always been chasing stardom. He's always been following in the footsteps. It was NXT rookie and John Cena. When he finally gets the opportunities at Mania, and he has the opportunity to make the mid-card relevant again, the one title that Cena could never capture, and you get in cinematic glory with the one thing I messed up, two little things that I noticed I messed up on. I should have taken out the cheesy voice thing, my dude, in a dramatic ass thing. Like I was like, okay, fair point. And some people, I had a couple friends go like, why didn't you show the STF? Why didn't you show Miz in pain? It was never about Miz. It was never about Miz's. Miz was always like in that whole thing. He's getting his butt beat, bro. He's literally delivering this completely. Let the music stand out. Loved it. So didn't mean to keep going on and put myself over. Cornell. Anything you want to put over? What you got going on right now that people can that you can tot out yourself?
Oh well. Besides NBA Live 18, that's out right now. You can find me on various platforms getting on my hot takes, such as Headlocks for Breakfast, such as the Milo Beasley Show here on YouTube, and also Click Here, which is like, it's my own. It was a YouTube channel that I had for a while that I converted from a gaming channel. I'm trying to get like Tubby. I haven't started it yet, but soon. So yeah, just those three are my platforms where I'm being loud at.
You being loud. Just gotta make it loud and proud. Just trying to get your voice out there, being one of the biggest wrestling marks I follow on Twitter. So if you're looking for those pure wrestling fan hot takes that aren't coming from Smark or they're just Mark or what is the term? What am I supposed to say? If you're looking for the dude that's probably more over than your mother, it's Cornell Gunter. You guys can follow him on Twitter at Cornell Gunter. Cornell, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining me tonight on this pay-per-view show. Unfortunately, the man with the mask, Kane, Mark Stevenson, got too busy, caught up with his kid, and I don't blame you, Marcus. You probably have it a lot harder than I do right now, having to deal with Cornell's hot takes over here, dealing with the kid, trying to put him down. I say that, but I'm the one feeding your hot takes. I'm the one making you all excited. But until next time, guys, it's your boy W. We will see you all later. Peace. I should have had outro music, but I don't, so we're just gonna awkwardly end it right here.